All right. Welcome to this Hexoskin platform deep dive. Thank you for attending today's webinar. We're very excited about the presentation that we have for you today. And my name is Frédéric Screr. I'm a clinical applications specialist at Hexoskin, and I will be hosting today's presentation. I'm joined by my colleagues Marc Paquin, Vice President in charge of strategic development, and Adesh Sukwel, who is our customer support specialist. Now, before getting started with the platform deep dive, I would like to say a bit about Hexoskin. For those who don't know us, at Hexoskin, we were funded in 2006. We are based out of Montreal, Canada, and we offer health sensors to monitor vital signs. So namely, we have the Hexoskin shirt, which will be covered in today's presentation, but we also have the Astroskin garment, which is another product that we have developed with the Canadian Space Agency. We also offer various software as well as data hosting, and we do data analytics and digital biomarker development. So we're proud to have now more than 280 scientific publications using Hexoskin across a wide range of fields, such as clinical development, defense, healthcare, police, and first responders. So on the agenda for today, our goal is to cover the entire Hexoskin ecosystem. So we'll cover each element of our ecosystem and see how they interact with each other. So we'll start with the hardware component, including the Hexoskin smart garment and the Hexoskin device. We'll also cover the software component, which includes the online dashboards, the desktop applications, and the mobile applications. And then finally, we also will tackle the integration options, which includes the Hexoskin One API and the One SDK. So let's start with the Hexoskin smart garment. The Hexoskin smart garment includes a one-lead ECG. It also has a dual channel breathing sensor, which use respiratory inductance plethysmography. And then we also have a 3-axis accelerometer. So these sensors allow Hexoskin to report more than 25 data channels and 75 metrics. These includes raw signal from the sensors, as well as some processed data for cardiac, respiratory, and activity monitoring. Hexoskin can also report heart rate variability data and can be used for sleep analysis with sleep positions and sleep stages monitoring, for instance. Hexoskin data has been validated in more than 30 validation studies. It has shown great results against reference tools and gold standards. And as you can see, there are basically, in this video, you'll see that the shirt is lightweight, thin, and breathable, making it comfortable to wear all day under regular clothing. It provides a snug fit that stays close to your body, ensuring good sensor contact while remaining comfortable. It is stretchable and adapts to your movement in all situations. So whether you're resting, working, or exercising. It also features integrated adjustable belts, one thoracic and one abdominal, that allow you for a personalized fit, which ensures good sensor placement and data quality. Inside the shirt, you'll find integrated fabric patches, one on the right side of the abdominal belt and one of each side on the thoracic belt. These are dry electrodes designed to collect high-quality ECG data and to ensure optimal data quality. We also recommend to apply a glycerine-based cream to each of the electrodes before every recording session and to reapply it after 8 to 12 hours. So the Hexoskin shirt comes in different sizes and model. We have men's and women's models going from 2XS to 4XL sizes. Each user should refer to our sizing chart available on our website to ensure they use the proper shirt size for themselves. We also have junior models for smaller persons and pediatric populations. These go from 2XS to extra large. And then finally, we're happy to announce that we also have a new toddler size shirt designed for kids as young as 4 years old. So if you're interested to learn more about the shirt, please contact our sales team at sales@hexoskin.com. So we can now go over the Hexoskin device. So the device, which is often called the Hexoskin data recorder. So the Hexoskin device's battery has 36 hours of autonomy and can be recharged in about 2 hours. It allows you to collect 42,000 data points per minute, and its loop system for recording allows you to actively store 3,000 hours worth of data locally on the device, which equates to a bit more than 120 days. So the device is enabled with Bluetooth 4.1 and is compatible with iOS and Android devices. It is also compatible with third-party applications and, of course, with the Hexoskin One SDK, which we will see later. So the Hexoskin Smart Garment works as a simple plug-and-play system. To start recording, you simply connect the device to the shirt connector, which is located in the side pocket of the shirt. So this video should give you a better sense of the Hexoskin device's size. So it's small, thin, and lightweight, which makes it ideal for a wide range of situations. So to start recording, you simply connect the shirt connector to the Hexoskin device. And once it is connected, you'll see 2 orange LEDs turned on, indicating that the device is active and recording. Now, during a recording session, you can press on the button on the device to create an annotation. It allows you to mark some specific events or moments of interest throughout your session. So the device should be securely placed in the side pocket of your shirt where there are elastic bands to stabilize the device. Then at the end of the recording session, you can simply unplug the device and the data will be stored on the device and can be downloaded for later review or analysis. So over 10,000 users have used Hexoskin. Multiple research teams have found that the Hexoskin Smart Shirt was comfortable and user-friendly. 87% of participants found the Hexoskin shirt to be comfortable, and 88% said they would be willing to use the Hexoskin again in the future. So perfect. So now we've seen all the hardware components. Once you're done recording a session and that you want your data to be stored on, and that basically your data is stored on the Hexoskin device, you need some way to upload the data to the Hexoskin server. And this can be done through the Hexoskin OneSync software, which is a desktop application. So let's see how it works. So when you open the Hexoskin OneSync software, you'll see 2 login options, one for Hexoskin and one for Astroskin. So make sure to select the proper one based on the device you're using. I will log in with the Hexoskin option. Then you can enter your username and password and click on Login to connect to the Hexoskin server. So once you're logged in, your Hexoskin device, you can connect it to your computer with the USB cable that is provided with the kit, and your device will appear as connected in the menu on the left side. You'll see also your records that start to synchronize automatically. The status will go from syncing to processing and then finally to completed. Each record is labeled with a start, date, and time, as well as its duration. For each record, you can also see the account it is assigned to. And if you're using the OneView dashboard, which we'll see later, to log in on the OneSync software with your admin account, it allows you to sync the data from any participant within your project or study. And in contrast, if you are a participant, you can only synchronize your own data. So now you see the status has changed to completed for the record, so it's available on our server. It's also good to know that admin account can assign a device to any participant account within their project. So as you can see here, so let's say here I assigned the device to participant 07. From that point, any record that will be recorded with this device will be linked to this participant. Now, if I log out from this account, which is my admin account, and that I log in with the participant 07's account, you will notice some slight changes in the interface of OneSync. So we're logging in. So for instance, you'll see that the update, restore, and erase buttons are grayed out. So this is configured basically for OneView studies or project to prevent any accidental data loss. And then if you click on assign, as it shows here, you can only assign the device to your own account when you are a study participant. So now that the data is synced, it is stored on the Hexoskin cloud server. And then to access the data, you have different options. One of them is to directly pull it from the Hexoskin server using the Hexoskin One API. So if you're working on academic research project, we provide free API keys upon request. The Hexoskin One API is a REST API. So our full API documentation is available online. There you'll find detailed information on our biometric resources, so including two key sections. So the first one is the data type section, which lists basically all Hexoskin data types. So it has, you have the name, the ID, the unit for each of them. You also have a description. You can also see the source sensor, sampling frequency, the method of calculation, and other information about each of them. So as you can see, it's a pretty extensive list, which is very useful if you want to have more information about the metrics that you use. Now we'll see the metrics documentation. This documentation covers computed values such as averages, minimum, maximum, and total values derived from the data types that we just saw. So the API is especially useful if you're looking to integrate Hexoskin data into your own research portal, a web dashboard, or analysis tools. Now, if you simply want to use a ready-to-use solution to access your data, you can do it via one of our online dashboards. So for instance, we have the Hexoskin Connected Health Platform that we also call our user dashboard, which we'll demonstrate here. So for the Hexoskin Connected Health Platform, it allows you to visualize and download your own data. So for instance, if you go to the Records tab, you'll see all the records assigned to your Hexoskin account. You can access a record as such. And then once you access your record, you'll see some general metrics. You also have access to a chart with some process data. So you have the heart rate, breathing rate, minute ventilation, activity level, cadence. So here we're looking at the chart. We can decide to add and remove different data channels. Here we have also the raw data. So you can access those signals from the ECG, rib bands, and the accelerometer. It's also possible to create annotations via the dashboard to mark some events. And then, so here we're creating an annotation. And if I want, I can also access activities that have been created. So here I just accessed a REST activity. And you see some specific metrics for the REST activity type. So here you have the HRV, RMSSD. And then we have three download options. We have CSV, binary, and EDF. So the Hexoskin user dashboard does allow for some data sharing options with your friends and family, but it is configured really for a personal use. Since we have a lot of users in our community who need to manage multiple users, we have developed with some industry partners a dashboard specifically for clinicians, researchers, and professionals who need to monitor multiple participants. This dashboard is named the Hexoskin OneView dashboard, and it provides the investigator or this project team with a clear and centralized view of their entire project. So that makes it easier basically to track progress in a cohesive and organized way. So for example, here in the subjects tab, you can see all the participants who have been onboarded into your study. If your project includes a planning, you can also track the compliance of each participant. You can take a look at the planning for the project. You'll see some scheduled tasks, such as questionnaire, 5-minute rest record, and a spirometry measurement. Those have to be completed at different points during the baseline and the follow-up period. And now if we go to an individual participant profile, you can view important details like the participant assigned group, the devices they've used, the demographic information, their planning, start date, and their username, which can be used to log into OneSync to do a remote data upload, and also to access the user dashboard and the mobile application, which we will see later. So still within the participant profile, you can see a summary of their cardiorespiratory metrics extracted from the Hexoskin recordings. You can update their physical measurements. And then at the bottom of the screen, you have the manually entered spirometry values collected at various points. So each record, so now we return to the records of the participant. So you see all the records specifically assigned to this participant. You have a quality score for heart rate and breathing rate. And when you open the record, you see specific visualization. You're able basically to visualize when and where the data quality drops during your session, which is pretty useful for data analysis. Now we're in the surveys tab. So you're able to see the surveys filled out by a participant, and you can export the answers in a CSV file. So if you'd like to learn more about OneView, feel free to reach out to our team. Now we're seeing how to onboard a new participant. So you simply enter the participant information. So you have the ID, the group, the birth date, the sex of the participant, time zone, and then the start date for the planning. Then finally, you enter the measurements of the participant. So those are going to be useful to give you a shirt size recommendation, as you can see here on the screen. And now we can add the participant to the dashboard, and it will be onboarded for you and ready to start their monitoring. So there we go. The new participant is right there. All right. So now another option to access your data is via the HX convert source file, which is a desktop application that allows you to directly download your data and even to configure the output. So to begin using HX convert source file, you start by clicking on change user, and you log in with your admin account. This will give you access to the data from all the participants within your project. Once you're logged in, you'll be asked to select the user. And then next, you can choose the destination folder where you want your data to be saved. So here I've already created a folder called Hexoskin Webinar 2025. Then I select the date range using the start and end date fields. And then I can click on Fetch Records. And I'll see all my records appear in the list below. You can select them. So select the ones that you want to download, and then go to the Convert tab to configure the output. So for this example, I want to access the raw data. I want the timestamps to be in Unix format, and I want the data quality status to be included in some records. So now I can return to the download tab, make sure to check convert after download raw data to get my file in CSV format, then click on download. And you'll see the records progressively appear in your folder as they are being downloaded and converted. So each file is saved both in WAV and CSV format. So here, if we filter, we see only the CSV format files. So now if I want to, let's say I want to open the heart rate file. Here it is. So I have a I have my file here, and you see that there is, in the last column on the right, you have the quality status for the heart rate. In the middle column, you have the heart rate values, and then in the left column, you have the timestamps in Unix format as I requested with hexconvert source file. So if you want to basically convert the Unix format timestamp, we have some support articles that explain the process step by step on how to do this. So this is available on the Hexoskin support community, which is available at support.hexoskin.com. It also includes a vast range of helpful articles and tutorials on other topics. So feel free to explore it anytime. So now all the options that we've seen up until now allow you to access your data after a record is synchronized to our server. But what if you want to access your data in real time? So we have different options for this. One of them is the Hexoskin One app, which is our mobile application that is available for Android and iOS devices. So let's have a quick look at it. So once you're on the Hexoskin mobile application, you'll see this interface where you have some heart rate, breathing rate, and minute ventilation displayed in real time. If you touch one of these windows, you'll see the real-time signal for the ECG, as you see here on the screen. You also have the rib bands signals for the thoracic and abdominal band. And then finally, you have the accelerometer signal for the 3 axis of the accelerometer. Now, from the main interface, you can also start fitness tests, you can start activities, and also manual entries such as blood pressure, spirometry, and temperature. You can also enter timestamped annotations with a description to mark some event. For the participant's account created on the OneView dashboard, you will also have a scheduled activities tab. So this menu shows all the tasks that you should do as a participant. For instance, let's say I want to fill a questionnaire. I can simply click on it. Then I fill out the answers. So go. So it's a pretty easy flow. So you simply click on your answer, click on next, and then when you're done, click on done, and then your survey is submitted. Now, similarly, you can also decide to complete the spirometry measurement. So here we'll do the FEV1 measurement. So let's say 3.5 and click submit once this is done. And then finally, you can do the 5-minute rest test, which will start automatically once you press on it. So you can click on start. And while we're doing the 5-minute rest test, I'll just show you the interaction with OneView, with the OneView dashboard for the compliance. So at the bottom, you have the participant number 8, which we're using right now. They have 0 activities completed. When you refresh, you'll see directly that there are 2 tasks that are done, and you have 1 survey completed. So 2 tasks, including basically 1 survey. So there it is. And so we won't do, of course, the 5-minute rest test, but I can assure you that I would have finished it. And then once you're finished, it basically submits and upload to the OneView dashboard for compliance monitoring. All right. So now the last element of the Hexoskin ecosystem that we will cover in today's webinar is the Hexoskin One SDK. So the One SDK is a robust Android toolkit for integrating Hexoskin data into your own mobile application. It really allows you to integrate Hexoskin in a flexible way into your own Android mobile application, and it gives you access to raw and processed Hexoskin data in real time. So the SDK is provided as a complete package, which includes a full documentation with a comprehensive list of functions, as well as a demo application that you can use to accelerate your development. If you need any support for the SDK, we do offer banks of hours with one of our developers. If you would like to learn more about the SDK, of course, please make sure to contact our sales team. We have now covered the entire Hexoskin ecosystem. Hopefully, you now better understand the different elements that are part of it and how each element can help you reach your goals. Now, to summarize, as we've seen, Hexoskin allows you access to high-quality, continuous, multimodal data. This data is collected via ECG, dual-channel breathing sensors, and a 3-axis accelerometer. You can access a variety of validated processed data, and we are proud to give access to the raw data from our sensors as well as the data quality indicators, which are critical for transparency and reproducibility. Now, Hexoskin also offer health sensors that are comfortable, as reported in various publications, which makes it ideal for longitudinal monitoring. It is also easy to use thanks to its simple plug-and-play system. As we have seen in the webinar, the Hexoskin ecosystem covers all sorts of use cases with its various software and integration options, going from simple user dashboard to more advanced options such as the One SDK. It allows you a great flexibility in the way that you can integrate Hexoskin in your project. And then finally, the Hexoskin team is also happy to support your project with our expertise in technical support, study design, and data analysis. We're also very proud of our community of users, which keeps on growing and keeps accomplishing amazing things. So for instance, in the last 2 years only, we've seen fantastic research projects aiming for the development of new digital biomarkers. We've seen projects on anxiety level classification, speech detection, epileptic seizure detection and prediction, systemic inflammatory response predictions, and many more. So congrats to those researchers and to all of our community. We've done some research project recently. The Hexoskin team is also working on new biomarkers. So recently we published a study on our new cough detection algorithm. If you'd like to learn more about it, don't hesitate to reach out to us. All of these projects have shown the potential for Hexoskin to contribute to groundbreaking discoveries and to pushing the boundaries of what wearable technologies can achieve in health research and digital medicine. We think the future is very bright for Hexoskin, and if you would like to be part of the journey with us, I want to let you know about the Hexoskin Plus program for researchers and professional projects. The program includes discount on orders of Hexoskin and Astroskin equipment, access to apps, dashboard and data analytics tools, free data hosting, tailored licenses, and for our API and SDK, as well as for our dashboard, free personalized onboarding and data management webinars, Q&A sessions, technical support, and more. So if you're interested in learning more about the Hexoskin Plus program, please contact our team at sales@hexoskin.com or using the QR code on this slide. All right, so that completes today's presentation. Thank you for joining and attending this session. Make sure to visit our website at hexoskin.com for the latest news and details on our products. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to our mailing list and our LinkedIn page to receive news and invitation for future events. If you wish to discuss your project, please contact our team by phone or at sales@hexoskin.com.